Chambers Bay all about?
A nice blend of links and parkland golf, really. You can still play the ball, through the air, play your own style of play, but it just looks like you've got to play the ball along the ground, almost link style. These huge cavernous type bunkers that adorn the sides of the fairways, big greens, undulating greens. It really is a wonderful test, and off the back it can play very long.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards, just crushed it in the fairway. This is a good-looking shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
And getting ready for the putt. He'll take par and move on. Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open, Frank. It's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards, avoid that big bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
See if he can clip this one perfectly, drive it in there from about 120 yards. Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
Now set to play the first par 3 of this U.S. Open, Frank, the third hole here at Chambers Bay.
A little bit like the second hole where the contours slope from right to left. So if that breeze is coming from that direction, that's going to swing the ball all the way across the green. And this green is anything other than symmetrical.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That's well played. And now a good look at birdie. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make.
That's a nice par right there, and a nice position to be in.
Rock solid, looking good.
Tied for the lead. Frank, the fourth hole here at Chambers Bay is the kind of par 4 that says, emphatically, U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's not a rarity these days to have par 4s that are around 500 yards. This is just slightly shy of that. Once again, it's a stiff tee shot. Avoid trouble left and right. A little bit of a bend to the right on this hole, but don't be fooled by that. If anything, the drive has to be hit down the left side.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards.
Oh, this is right at it.
Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
inexcusable.
These putts keep the round together. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Ouch. We really can't afford to give away shots at this point in the tournament, Frank. Now the 5th hole here at the U.S. Open, and Frank, quite a dramatic tee shot.
Everything's really in front of you. You can see it from the elevated tee, bunkers left and right. That's not really the problem. One of the problems is that bunker just short, smack bang in the middle of the screen. So the chances of flying that bunker and stopping on the screen down breeze are probably next to none. So you're going to have to go in right or left of that bunker.
And once again, off the tee and in the bunker. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Will make birdie if this drops. He'd settle for par here. Settles in over the putt. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt. Going to tap out on this hole for the week for another bogey on this hole. Oh my goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh yeah, you'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
Frank, what happened there?
Glasses fell off.
Well, Frank, this is what a U.S. Open is all about. A long, tough par 4 up the hill.
Yeah, just a beast. And it's a dogleg ride on top of that. There's more humps and bumps and all this than a dermatologist would ever dream of down there.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Just wearing out the center of the club face. Hasn't missed a shot, hasn't missed a green in regulation all day long. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Frank, we know we're at a U.S. Open, 500-yard par 4s, and here a better than 600-yard par 5 at the 8th.
Yeah, you need a missile really off the tee to be able to reach this par 5 and 2, and not a single bunker really on this hole. So this is just long every stretch of the way. The fairway actually looks a little bit narrower than what it is. There's a little bit more fairway than actually what meets the eye at first.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Now the approach at the 8th, and Frank, what are the options for a player?
Well, the green does slope back to front, so if you're a high ball flight hitter, there's nothing wrong with flying the ball all the way up there. But because there's no bunkering in the front, you can also come in here low and sort of bound that ball up there. Choices.
Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
This for bogey once again. Made bogey here yesterday. That is another bogey. It's getting messy, Frank.
Ouch.
Rich Lerner and Frank Nobilo back with you here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Now to the 9th hole, closing out this front side.
Well, it just goes to show the tremendous variety that the designer, Robert Trent Jones, II, has done here. We've seen already a tremendous variation, and then this sort of just goes on top of it. Elevated tee, goes down to a green that just slopes a little bit to the right, well bunkered on the right.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. 12 feet still to go. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Moving on to the back 9 here at Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.